Hello traders, how are we? Welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here. Welcome back. Nice to see your faces once again. Guys, in this live stream, we have an action plan. I have taken a trade earlier today, and we're going to look at that and understand exactly why I took that trade. I've also just got into a trade, which is live right now. So we're also going to understand why I took that trade as well. So we're going to take a detailed look at those two trades, guys, just so you understand what I'm looking for in the markets in order to find high probability trades. And I'll explain why they are high probability as well. We are also going to take a look at the news. All right, so we'll take a look at that. We've had some news prior to the live stream, so we'll look at the reaction there and how it affected my trade today as well. What else are we going to do? We're also going to take as many of your questions as possible, guys. All right, so please get your questions over to me. Like I say, guys, it can be a currency pair, it can be literally any asset that you want me to analyze. But also, guys, questions about psychology, strategy, money and risk management, what you had for dinner last night. I don't mind. It can literally be anything, guys. All right. So get your questions over to me. I look forward to receiving them. There was something else I wanted to tell you, but I'm sure it will come to me during the live stream. I've still got my same background. People seem to like my background. They've complimented me on my background. They haven't complimented me, but they've complimented my background. So that's what it says about me. I wasn't fishing for compliments, guys, but they're always welcome. Right, let's say hello to a few people as they come in. Mr. Billionaire, hi, how are you? Luigi, the most Italian sounding man in the world. Cephas, sorry about not winning the 5K yesterday. I'm sure we'll do another one tomorrow. Jane, hi Jane, how are you? Rodrigo, Pooh Poppy is back in the house. Pooh Poppy, how are you? Niraj, Shent, hi, how are you? Shent, I don't recognize this. You must be a new member. So welcome. Brian, how are you, Brian? So yeah, welcome, guys. Right, let's get stuck in. Right, let's look at the trade that I took earlier, and this was pound yen buys. Now let me show you how I identify this trade. Right, I'm going to take you through the process. I want to understand daily trend, right? So as you can see, we were in this downtrend, and then in the words of Batman, kapow, right? We're in an uptrend, right? As soon as we broke this high in here, right, we started getting higher highs, and now we're getting higher lows, right? So we're clearly in an uptrend, and all I'm looking for is bullish candles and room to move into. And this still had a little bit more room up to this 205 psychological level, right? I've been showing you this trade since Monday, guys, right? And it was one of my trades in my weekly forecast. So please check that out every weekend, guys, right? That sets you up nicely for the week. And this was one of those trades. So yeah, pound yen, we're looking for buys for that reason. And then, I will take a quick look at the weekly, right? This is the next part of my process. And all I'll say to myself, does the daily contradict what I'm seeing on the daily? That's all I'm asking the weekly, really. And the answer to that is no, right? It's supporting my buy trade, right? We're in an uptrend. We've got nice bullish candles. We've got room to move into. Now, obviously, I'm not interested in buying pound yen anymore. We've literally come up and hit target. Almost, right? We've got a few more pips. And then that's my direction. And then on the H4, guys, right, I am looking for trend, the same things, trend, trend and structure, candlesticks, support and resistance, and value, right? So as you can see, the H4 was in an uptrend. And what I really like here is that on the H4, we have broken that high with this candle here. So therefore, we are getting higher highs. And that tells you the trend is strong, right? If you stop getting higher highs and, you know, it sort of stutters around the high, it's not strongly trending. Whereas this just totally broke through this high. We got a nice retrace, a nice bullish candle, right? Simple as that. And then, you know, I'm going to show you what time I entered as well, right? We entered and then we got our 1:1, right? Now, interestingly, with this trade, pound yen, if we go to the economic calendar, right, we did have CPI data and PPI coming out of the UK. So this happened at 7 a.m. Now, I don't want to be trading into news if I can help it. Well, not if I can help it. I don't want to be trading into news, but sometimes I'll be in a trade. But if I entered the trade, so this happened, let's explain this, right? So this happened at 7 a.m. Now, if I entered when this H4 candle finished, right, that would actually be 6 a.m. and the news come out at 7 a.m. So I wasn't willing just to enter off this H4 level, off this H4 candle. So what I did, if we go down to the H1 now, you can see right here, this was, right, this is the 7 o'clock candle, right? And then all I did, news came out, it came back down to this level, and I entered, right? Stops here, take profit there. 1:1, nice trade. So I didn't trade into that news. I let the news come out. I still got in at a nice price. The news could have come out, right? And it just did this, right? Excuse the sound effects. It just did that. It just went kapow. Then I don't have a trade, right? It's just flown off. There's no value. But it did, it retraced, so it allowed me to get in. So that was pound yen, and things were made a little bit trickier because of that news coming out. My next trade, guys. Yes, Poo Poppy was a perfect entry, pretty much, right? My next trade is this. I am in this trade now, all right? I am in New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? But again, let's start with the daily. Now, this is an against trend trade, right? I am aware of this, right? Because ultimately we are in this downtrend, right? But what we're seeing is just such bullish candles. There was a bit of, you know, resistance here, and we just got another bullish candle that just broke through that. And again, in my weekly forecast, right, which I do every Saturday, please check it out, guys. This was explained, right? I was interested in Swiss franc pairs because they were all at weekly support levels. So if I just show you that quickly, you can see, right, that this last low here held, right? This looks like a massive liquidity grab down here, right? And now potentially it's time to move up. But I'm only basing that on facts, right? And the facts are price held on to this low. And if we go back to the daily, the other facts are that we've had bullish candle that broke this resistance, right? However, still against daily trend. Now, I will trade against trend, guys. And again, this strategy, along with all of my strategies, including my against trend strategy, it's a bit of a mouthful, all of it is in my VIP Discord, right? So if you want access to all of my strategies, please come join the VIP Discord, guys, right? It's all in there. Now, that's what I'm looking for in terms of daily and weekly. If we drop to the H4, you can see, again, similar to pound yen, we've had this build up, right? And we're firmly in an uptrend now. Yeah, you've got this channel here as well. That's why my stop is here. And what I like, guys, is that it's broken this level and we have this new high. Exactly how I liked it with pound yen, right? We've got a nice big bullish H4 candle, right? And I basically entered after a bit of a retrace because, again, I wanted to put my stop loss here, and this is my target. So I just waited for price to retrace to give me my 1:1. Again, if price just did that, I don't have a trade, right? No problem. But this time we got the retrace. So yeah, New Zealand Swiss franc buys, I'm in this as well. Now, interestingly, I also liked Aussie dollar Swiss franc. For the same reasons, pretty much. Like if we look at the daily, if I drag this across, right, if we go to the weekly chart, you can see price is holding on to this weekly support level, right? And look at the daily candles we're getting, right? Buyers are in here. It comes down, big buying candle. Tests again, huge buying candle, right? Against trend again, though, guys. But ultimately, we're seeing a bit of a range, right? So can we complete this range? Now, H4, this is the interesting bit, because you can see New Zealand dollar Swiss franc, that actually gave me room to move into, right? Remember, this is going to be my target, and I want to give my stop loss some space. So really, I would have wanted to enter here, right? I wanted to start buying in here. But Aussie dollar Swiss franc never gave me that opportunity. It just shot off, hit target. No problem, I won't take this trade. Whereas New Zealand Swiss franc did give me that opportunity. And guys, if you haven't already, just join the free Discord, because let me show you. If we just come in here, look, these are my trades, right? Aussie dollar Swiss franc I was interested in. I got into New Zealand Swiss franc instead. They are highly correlated. And there's my pound yen buy trade. And this is everything I'm looking at today. And I give this to you every single day. This is in the free Discord, right? In the free Discord, I give you my trade ideas every day. So come join. In the VIP Discord, I give entries, stop losses, take profit, everything. Just so happens for this month, guys, I am experimenting and just putting all of the Price Action Pro indicator trades in the VIP this week, this month. All right, but VIP crew, things will be back to normal in December, and I'll be sharing with you all of my trades, including the indicator trades as well. So guys, come join the free Discord. These are all my trade ideas. Why the hell not? You can also have a chat, guys. Like, there's so much, there's loads of people sharing knowledge and ideas in here, guys. Loads of things in here. People having a chit chat, sharing knowledge, ideas. So come give it a go, guys. Come get involved. What else are we looking at? So that is pretty much it with regards to the trades I'm looking at. Now it is over to you guys. So a couple of things I want you to ask you, right? So firstly, get your questions over to me. There must be something you want to know about trading. All right, so get a question over to me, or you just want to analyze a currency pair. And then secondly, is anyone in a trade right now? Right, I've shown you my trades. Yeah, that's, no problem. You can see them all, right? But are any of you in a trade right now? What I'd like you to do is tell me the currency pair, if you're buying or selling, your entry price, your stop loss, and your take profit. All right, and let's analyze it together. Okay, so if anyone is in a trade, please come share it now. Right, we're getting a few more people turn up now. Path high, Nero high, and Nigel high. Nigel wants to look at gold. Okay, let's take a look at gold. Before we do, guys, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash that like button. It really helps support the channel. And also, guys, before we look at gold, I did a free class yesterday, right? It was about an hour long and it was totally free. And if you're interested in this free class, it was all part of the protocol room that I'm doing, where I'm going to work with a handful of traders over the next 3 months and make them consistently profitable, right? So if you're interested in that, then please check out this. All right, guys, real quick, before we continue, if you're watching this and you understand price action, but you can't stay consistent, you know the setups, but you keep giving back your gains, then listen up. On November 24th, I'm opening the protocol room. This is the exact system I use to trade every single day. The same approach that has made me a Forex analyst for investing.com. It's not another strategy, it's structure, strategy, risk and money management, and psychology, the 3 areas that give you a trading edge. And look, I'm only taking a small group because this isn't about cramming hundreds of people into a Discord and calling it mentorship. This is proper guidance, the kind that actually fixes the cycle of winning for 3 days straight, then blowing it all in one revenge trade. I've worked with traders who have had the exact same problem. They didn't need more chart analysis, they needed discipline, a system they could execute under pressure, whether they've just won or lost. The waitlist opens now and spots are limited. If you don't fix this now, you'll be having this same conversation in 6 months. Still inconsistent, still stuck in the same job. Don't let that be you. Links in the description. Sign up today. Now let's get back to the vid. So there you go, guys. Yeah, the link is in the video description. If you're interested, go check it out. Right, let's have a look at gold. All right, so Nero is actually in a gold buy trade. All right, so let's put this up on the screen. So you are in a 4047. The entry is 4047. Right, so let's do a long position. So you are in a 4047. So you've got him down here, roughly there. And your TP is 4244. Yeah. I am reading that right. 4244. Yeah, okay. So all the way up here. Right, you are literally going for it up there. And the stop loss is 4030. Roughly there. So Nero, is this your trade? I believe that's correct, right? 4044. Yeah. Stop loss 39. Oh, no, sorry. I was going to say 3998. 3998. All right, so stop loss is down here. Okay, so this is roughly your trade, Nero. 2 different trades. Okay, but this is one of your trades. Okay, so interesting, right? So we're going to look at gold because somebody wanted to look at gold. Let's not be rude. Who was that person? Nigel Gordon. Flash to his friends. And not because he exposes himself, just the Flash Gordon bit. Anyway, right, buys. So you're buying gold, right? Now, Gold for me is all about daily versus weekly, right? I actually did a little bit about this in the VIP. And all VIP crew, all of my trades will be going back to normal next month. I'll be doing price action pro indicator trades and my normal trades for the VIP massive. Now, this is all about daily versus weekly for me, right? So let's start with the daily because day is king. And you cannot argue that right there at this level is a wonderful buying opportunity. It really is, right? Because we was in this downtrend, we're thinking finally gold is having a correction, and gold said, don't be silly, I'm stronger than diamond, right? So we're in an uptrend, higher highs, you know, yeah, higher lows, right? We're in an uptrend. And at this level of support, we know it's a good level, right? Because it's touched once, touched twice, 3 times, right? 4 times. We know it's a good level. And then once you get a nice bullish candle at that level, you know, we're away, we're off to the races, right? And totally agree with your trade, Nero, right? Potentially taking it all the way back up to here. I mean, you literally are going for that high. I would probably come in, I'd probably aim for this 42200 level, right? But look, your strategy, you do what you like. But I'd probably aim up here. But either way, you're getting incredibly good risk to reward here, right? And you cannot disagree with that trade at all. Now, this is why I do multiple time frame analysis, right? The next bit is the weekly. Now, the thing here is, why is that so? All right, because it's a. But anyway, right? Ignore this weekly candle because it hasn't even finished forming, right? But do you want to buy into this weekly rejection wick that's rejected at those highs? It's very difficult for me to take that trade for that reason, right? And we still know gold is a little bit overextended because our smart river, which is part of our price action indicator, that is the mean of the chart. So price will always want to come back to the mean. So things up here are still overextended. They are. All right. So this is what I mean about weekly versus daily. The weekly chart, I am not interested in buying. You show me the daily chart, I'm thinking, wow, this is bloody wonderful. But everything's not pulling in the same direction, right? So that conflict doesn't sit easy with me, right? Let's have a look at the H4, right? Because this is my entry time frame. And there's a level through here, right? There is clearly a H4 level through there. And it's looking like we are breaking through this level. So this is encouraging for buyers, right? We're breaking through this level. You know, I don't want to see a big wick rejection here, right? Please remember as well, Nero, right? If I go to the economic calendar, right, we do have the FOMC, you know, we've got more US dollar data than, I was going to say something terrible then, than Katie Price has had boyfriends. That was what I was going to say. So I thought, just say it. Right, but you have got the FOMC meeting minutes later on. You know, you've got crude oil. You look at it, right? You've got a load of data, but you do have FOMC meeting minutes later. Say that when you've had a few, right? So we do need to consider that with this trade as well. But, you know, you are nicely in profit, Nero. So like you say, you can start trailing stops to protect yourself against any wild moves, you know, during the Fed meeting minutes, which, you know, it's not Fed Chair Powell. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't predict the future. Who knows what's going to happen in those meeting minutes, right? So, yeah, you know, that's gold, right? It's a tricky one at the moment, right? Because of that daily versus weekly. If you said, Tom, you have to trade it, right? Then I would also look at the indices, right? And if we look at the indices, you know, they're dropping off, right? There's no two ways about it. We broke these lows yesterday, right? Now, gold is a flight to safety. So if the indices are doing this, gold is doing that, right? If the economy is, you know, the shit is hitting the fan, then gold is like, woohoo, right? So for that scenario alone, I would be bullish gold, right? So yeah, if I had to, I'd be buying gold. But Nero, great trade so far. Yeah, you're in a nice trade there, so keep it going. Right, what else are we looking at, guys? Carla, how are you? Eugene is a member, and also Mike telling, okay, so the Euro US dollar MACD, yeah, it's a little bad boy of a strategy. But Eugene, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Now, before I even look at this chart, you know, I put so much emphasis on you doing analysis every day. If you're serious about trading, you have to do a piece of analysis across all currency pairs that you trade, where you just sit down undisturbed and look at it and look at your trades and analyze it and plan it. Right? If you don't do that, you are doomed. And Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, right? So it's very overbought. And this is not me showing off, right? This is just me. I can tell you the Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar chart, right? I'm not even going to click on it. I don't have it up anywhere else, right? But it's very overextended and we're getting bearish candles. But it's come to an area of support. So Eugene's probably thinking, could I buy it at this area of support because we're in an uptrend? But we're seeing those bearish candles, right? And I know that because I look at every currency pair every single morning, right? And here you go, guys, right? You know, that's you have to become very intimate with the charts. Also, don't forget to be intimate with your partner and don't stare at candlesticks till 2 a.m. in the morning. Talking from previous experience, that one. Yeah, no joke, right? You know, don't let trading take over, right? Just plod along, slow, dull, and boring, right? Methodical. That's how you trade, not staring at the charts every day. And my God, here we go. There we go. This is why this is potential. Well, it was resistance, right? Zoom back in. It can now be potentially good support, right? We've also got this level here. Maybe it wants to come a little bit lower, but we're at the smart river as well, right? We're in an uptrend. You can clearly see that. We've retraced to a nice level. We've got a bullish candle. So you're probably thinking, we can buy that. And yes, it would be difficult to disagree with that. But again, this is one of those daily versus weekly. If I show you the weekly now, right? Do you want to buy into that candle? Right? You know, we know things are overextended. Look at the smart river, right? We're bloody miles away from it. Right? We know things are overstretched with Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. And not only are they overstretched, we've got a massive bearish candle. And if I said, do you want to buy into that? The simple answer should be no. So regardless of what the daily is doing, and if it's looking like a really nice buy trade, which it is, I just don't want to buy into that weekly candle. Now, the market could quite easily do this and break those highs. But this is not what trading is about, right? Trading is about putting the probability in your favor. It's as simple as that. I would say that's your job, right? Putting probability in your favor. And you do that by finding confluence and reasons to take a trade. And if there's a big glaring reason why you shouldn't take a trade, which is the big bearish weekly candle, then why push it? Right? You're decreasing the probability by buying into that candle. Right? So yeah, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar for those reasons would be a stay out. Yeah, because we're in a daily uptrend, very much looking like a buy trade, right? But we've got that big bearish weekly candle. Not interested. All right. So yeah, I hope that helps you, Gene. Yeah, you know, you want everything pulling in your favor. And also, guys, you will see Eugene's name is in green. So if you want to become a Simply Forex supporter, then you can be, right? I think it's like $1 or $2 a month. If you want to become a supporter of the channel, then you can. All right, so go check it out. Also, while we're at it, guys, if you look above my head, please go check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. If you go on there, guys, you can get access to all of the premium trading education. We've got the course, we've got the indicator, we've got the mentorship, we've got the VIP Discord as well. Also, guys, please come join our Discord channel. It is free. We have a beautiful trading community. I also share all of my trade ideas like I showed you earlier, right? So just join. I have nothing else to say about that. Just join. It's free. And then finally, guys, if you sign up with our preferred broker, Pepperstone, too many P's, which are a world-class leading broker, then we will give you access to our VIP Trading Academy for free, and we'll give you a free Essential Trading View subscription, guys, right? It's a no-brainer. Use our link, sign up today. All the information for all of these things are in the video description. Check them out. Right, we've done gold, we've done Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Mike is looking at the, right, let's have a look at euro, US dollar. Let's bring up our indicator. Let's get rid of this one. Go down to the 15-minute. Boom. Okay, so we've got a short position. So yeah, okay. So H4 is in a downtrend. This happened below the MACD to the SMA 200. Sorry, guys, this is a strategy we are kind of testing in the VIP Discord, guys. So this is actually a sell trade. Yeah, let's see. You know, let's take a quick look at the H4. Let's see if we like the direction. Yeah, we like the direction. I think this trade is looking good. Yeah, so Mike, yeah, I mean, it's been kicking ass, that strategy. A few people are testing it, right? So if you want to get involved with our strategies, you can even test some, guys. And we will even give you indicators, right? If you are part of the VIP Discord. So yeah, come check it out. So let's see, Mike. Yeah, it's been kicking ass. That could be another winner. Right, what else are we looking at? Jane. Okay, Jane is okay. Let's just finish with Eugene. So it was a range trade, and I just took profit. Yeah. So back to Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, just quickly. I mean, if we look at the H4, this level through here is important. Right, what will happen here? This is a real pivotal area for Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. But yeah, if you were buying, it hasn't done much. If you were selling, it's not doing much. Like you say, Eugene, it's just kind of ranging between here and here. Again, if we get this situation, if it breaks that, I'd be more interested in buying. If it breaks this, I'd be more interested in selling. Right, so yeah. Right, Jane is in a Euro Swiss franc buy trade. Okay, we like, okay, looking good. I'm still in my New Zealand dollar Swiss franc buy trade. Okay, not looking as good as Euro Swiss franc, but look, still fine. Euro Swiss franc is flying. So Jane got in at 923.20. Okay, let's bring up a long position. 923.20, 923.20. Uh, 9232. Okay. So you got it about there, Jane, right? Stop loss 92036. Out there. Okay. And then take profit at 93084. Right, all the way up here, 93084. Yeah, like this trade. Yeah, I mean, again, guys, right, this was in my weekly forecast video on Saturday, right? I was talking about the Swiss franc pairs holding at these weekly levels, right? And Euro Swiss franc was another one. And, you know, if it's such an important level, right, and we're getting a big rejection, right, I am tempted to go against trade in that example, right? And if you look at the daily, just look at that candle. So that candle formed on Friday, right? And then just look at this week. Yeah. So I liked it yesterday when we got this break here, right? So I'm sure this is roughly where, well, this is exactly where you got in as well, right? But once we got a break through here, you can see all of this resistance in here, right? And support. And then we got this candle here. That candle right there was the catalyst for this trade, because that is where we got a break of structure. And as soon as we got that break of structure, I looked at this trade myself, actually. I think, you know, entering here, stops below here, take price back up to here, because I have a resistance level there, right? Now, your target is further away, but either way, Jane, great trade, right? It's looking very nice indeed. And, you know, trail the stop, right? You know, imagine price did that. You would be sick. So, you know, move it to break even, move it below this one, right? Move it below here, trail that stop. Make sure you take some profit off this trade. Otherwise, you will want to kill somebody. Bit extreme, but you know what I mean. That rhymed. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Now, why is this level a resistance level for me? Because if we go to the day chart, it has been, I keep on using Katie Price references. I was going to use another Katie Price reference there. Stop doing it. It's cruel. She's a lovely lady. But, you know, this is an area that just keeps getting hit, right? There is a level through there. Excuse my lines. So, you know, it could very well come back up to these highs, right? But, you know, I'd probably be looking at this 9,300 psychological level, right? But yeah, really nice trade, Jane. And I like the fact that you waited for that break of structure, right? You know, you've got in there, and at that point, structure has broken. And that's a good entry, because, you know, there's no better indicator than a structure break, right? Because what does a structure break tell you? Exactly this, right? Now here, sellers are in control, right? Sellers in control, sellers in control. Then buyers are back in, sellers are back in, buyers are back in, sellers are back in, right? So now you've got a really interesting fight in here. And when you have a fight, you have consolidation. You don't hear that often in the pubs of England. If you're having a fight, guys, we'll call that consolidation. There'll be beer glasses flying and everything. You wouldn't call it consolidation. Anyway, that's what's happening, right? You've got buyers and sellers fighting. Now, as soon as you get that structure break, Sellers have given up. Sellers are like, you win the fight, let me buy you a pint, let's be friends, I give up, yeah, you're stronger, buyers are in control. And that's what that is telling you. And that's what makes it so powerful. And look at it when it does happen. Just look at those buying candles. Look at the sellers. The sellers are weaker than a wet paper bag, and the buyers are just on it. Right? So these consolidation areas, it actually makes them a very nice entry. Once that consolidation gets broken, it becomes a really nice entry. I mean, you wouldn't have to look far to find a bit of consolidation. Here you go, right? There's consolidation in here, right? Price don't know really what to do with itself, right? Bang, we get a break. Look at buyers. Look how scared buyers are. Only really buyers strongly coming down here. But consolidation, break of structure, look at that. You know, it's almost a strategy in itself, right? Consolidation breaks, right? No joke. Okay, let's some consolidation here, right? You've got to be careful, right? But yeah, there is some consolidation there. We get the break, away we go, right? Consolidation up here. Yeah, this is a nice example, right? Because there's genuine consolidation through here. It's not making higher highs. It's not making lower lows. That's what you're looking for. That is just shitty price action. Look in any of the books, look up shitty, well, not shit. It's good price action because you know when you get a move, it's going to be a strong one, right? And again, look, buyers don't get involved until here. Then they push it back up. So yeah, really like that, Jane. Nice trade. What else are we looking at? Okay, Poo Poppy has entered a sell trade, pound US dollar at 1.3131. Right, let's have a look at that. I like this. You've given me your trades and we're analyzing them. I show you mine, you show me yours. That wasn't an innuendo, that was regarding to trades. Right. Okay, so yeah, before we look at pound US dollar, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit that notification button. Please go check out our website, join our free trading community, our Discord, check out Pepperstone. Word. Entered pound sales at 1.3131. Right, so let's find 1.3131. Okay, you haven't given me. Okay, so let's just find 1.3131. Okay, so you've literally waited for this candle here, right? So you've basically entered here, 1.3131. Okay, now pros and cons, right? Now this is just looking at the H4, right? You know, at this point, is H4 in a downtrend? It's scruffy, right? And not only that, by selling here, you literally have support, 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 right? This is an iffy area to sell into because there's been so much reaction historically. Right, it's not one of those clean breaks. You know, when price comes up, it does that and it gets a little bit crappy and then we get a break, right? And we've got this, you know, there's none of these wicks in here or anything. That's clean. This is not clean. You can clearly see these are all levels. I wouldn't be comfortable selling into that, sorry. And, you know, if we zoom in, does this constitute a H4 break of structure? It's very difficult, really, because it is a bit scruffy, but ultimately, we're kind of seeing this, right? kind of that. It's scruffy, right? So yes, we are getting lower highs. I wouldn't say we've broken significant lows yet, though. These lows in here are not significant enough, right? These are the significant lows, right? And again, you know, if you're not sure, you know, if I put a level through here, you can see prices hit this level many times before. Just look at it, right? Bang, 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 bang. And you're selling into that, right? So, you know, with Euro Swiss franc, the structure break was crystal clear. With this trade, it's just not. It's too unclear. All right, guys. So yeah, on that note, Poo Poppy's like, I've got a better trade, but it's not as interesting. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Poo Poppy. That was an interesting trade to look at. But guys, thank you very much for joining me. Always appreciate your time and your questions. Please join me same time again tomorrow. And please bring some of your trades with you. Yeah, we'll analyze them like we did today. We can analyze some trades together. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Adios, amigos.